Hey, oh, hello. It's just me sitting here predicting big games for Jamal Murray in game three. You want me to do something for game four? All right, well, I'm doubling down on the Denver Nuggets, baby. Jokic is going massive. Jokic is going 40, 20, 15. Game four. Write it down. Book it. Front Office Podcast. Peace.
Welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Cameron, and you just heard our co-host, Sean Elwood, making his pick for tonight's game. Of course, he went with Denver. He had already chose them as a gentleman's sweep, 4-1. We'll break down into how everything played out in just a few minutes. Just got to do our normal. If it ain't independent, we're not rocking it. So tonight, I'm rocking the Husky brand. By my cousin Derek Davis. You can find him on Instagram, Facebook, the Husky brand. Any one of those tags should pull it up. Plenty of socks, hats, shirts, sweatpants. Definitely shop with them. I rock with a few of the items that they got, so that's a good place to start. Let's get to Game 4. Denver versus Miami. Denver dominates again. As Elwood predicted, not the numbers of Jokic or anything like that, but definitely had them winning this series in a gentleman's sweep. I'm going to get to how I feel about the game. Let's kind of go over what happened. And on the Denver side of the ball, 50% shooting from the field. Miami shot 32%. Excuse me, that's 3-point line, not actual field goal percentage. That's just a 3-point line. Let's see. Miami out-rebounded Denver 37-34. Not that big of a deal. Had more turnovers, 15-8. And free throws were kind of even. I think both of them shot like around 21-22. So, the referees didn't control the game. That's all that means. Okay, let's get down to what I felt like hurt Miami tonight. Bruce Brown, 21 points. Aaron Gordon, 27 points and 7 rebounds. Okay. I know what you're saying. Well, Polo, that's not a big deal. So what? Bruce Brown's been doing this. Here's where it hurt Miami, because they went in with the idea to take Murray out of the game. They did a lot of blitzing off of the pick and rolls, and Murray played point guard tonight. He didn't shoot the ball well. 5 for 17, 15 points, but he had 12 assists and 0 turnovers. When you have 0 turnovers as a point guard and you're putting in the minutes that he's putting in, like, that's just a stat that doesn't show up and most people don't pay attention to. It's not something that's talked about a lot. They don't blow it up all out of proportion like a triple-double or anything like that. But you're controlling pace, you're controlling your offense, you're getting your guys where they need to be, and you're not turning the ball over. That is a super plus for any team. And I thought he was real great tonight on that aspect of the game. I thought he did a great job of just really setting tempo and making shots when he needed to. There was a stretch, I think it's the fourth quarter, me and Nicole were watching the game, and Jokic gets his 5th foul. Bam did a great job, flop, knew he just got him with a foul on the other end. Jokic comes out, gets the 5th, has to come out of the game. And I'm like, okay, I think Miami's down 10 at that point in time. But I'm like, all right, this is where you make a run. And they did. I think they cut it to 6. And here comes Murray. Sure enough, they kept running the same play, even with Jokic out the game. I think Aaron Gordon found somebody down low for an easy layup. They did a great job of moving and just playing within themselves. I thought they imposed their will on Miami tonight and in Game 3. Jokic he had a good game. Didn't have a great game, but he had a good game. And it was good enough. But when you get production from Brown and Gordon like that, that's almost 50 points between two guys not named Murray or Jokic. If you're the Miami Heat, and your whole key is to try to contain Murray and Jokic, you can't give up that many points to those guys. And it's not their fault. I'm watching the Heat playing, and I'm watching them compete, and I'm watching them run offense and do everything that they've been doing to get them to this point, and it's just not enough. Denver is the best team in the NBA, pound for pound. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I said it on the very first episode. They're the best team. Aaron Gordon, whether you want to agree with me or not, was a number one guy in Orlando for probably 3-4 years. He's still in his prime. He's not old and not unathletic or anything like that. He can still be a playmaker. Now you make him the fourth option. He goes from the number 1 to 4 on a team that already has a core. They already know what they want to do. He buys in. Great coaching staff, great players around him. Now he becomes a Horace Grant. Now he becomes one of those guys that are just pieces to fit a puzzle to make a championship team. And he's not the only one. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, really good basketball player. Again, I'm a little salty because he wasn't this good with LA. Even though they won a championship and he wasn't bad, he wasn't this good. Like, he is doing everything tonight. Didn't shoot the ball well, didn't have a bunch of points. But, I mean, it was a play where he is guarding Jimmy down in the post, and normally Jimmy's going to get that and one, and he just goes down there and just really takes the ball from Jimmy. His aggression on defense with Duncan Robertson and Strus when he's in the game, he's been playing well for them. But as far as it hurting the Heat, like I said, you can't have and it's I don't think it's bad coaching. I don't think it's the players aren't playing hard or anything like that. I think it's one team is better than the other one. I picked the Heat because I felt like they had a puncher's chance. And on this show, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. We're not saying anything on here for likes or controversy or anything like that. If I agree with Elwood, which we both talk, I agree Denver's the better team, great, but nobody wants to sit and watch people always have the same opinion. And me and Elwood don't have the same opinion about a lot of things. It just so happened he went with Denver. For whatever reason, we're not saying anything on here for likes or controversy or anything like that. If I agree with Elwood, which we both talk, I agree Denver's the better team, great, but nobody wants to sit and watch people always have the same opinion. And me and Elwood don't have the same opinion about a lot of things. It just so happened he went with Denver. For whatever reason, and for whatever reason, man, what the fuck is going on with this mic? Oh, man, I have to cut that out. Okay. And for whatever reason, I went with Miami. And like I said, they just gave me a feeling. It's not over. It's not over yet. They still got to win 4. But boy, is it looking real bleak out here for the Miami Heat. It is looking real bleak. Very bleak. You got to go back to Denver. And yeah. I'll give my thoughts on that in a second. But the Heat, their issue tonight, and this is another alarming stat. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures, even scoring. You out-rebounded the Denver Nuggets. You had more turnovers than they did, and you didn't shoot the ball well from the three-point line, 32%. See, that's where you got to know where to read the stats. Because if you're looking at the numbers here, you're getting production from your guys. Gabe Vincent sucked tonight. Max Strus sucked tonight. But credit Denver. I'm sure that coaching staff is not saying, hey, take Gabe Vincent out of the game, but they're giving them the proper attention. They're giving him the proper respect because they know if this guy gets going, he's going to hurt us and it's going to disrupt what we want to do defensively. Same thing with Strus. So, I know they're going in and making sure, and guys like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Christian Braun, Jamal Murray, really playing better defense tonight. I thought Denver defensively was much better tonight. Kyle Lowry was good for the Heat, 13.7 assists. Martin was good another game. I think he's kind of come back to earth a little bit, but still proving his worth. I still think he's going to get a bag. It's just probably not going to be as big because of his performance in the first two games. But he'll bounce back. They play again on Monday night. Like I said, a big shout out to Elwood. It looks like he's right on the money. I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong as long as you're getting some good content and good information from one of us. And that was the purpose for us starting the show, is we feel like even if I'm off, Elwood will be on and vice versa. So, I'm happy for Elwood, man. He earned this one. But, again, it's not over. I'm not conceding. I'm not backing down. If anybody can go in there and get a win in Denver and make them have to come back to Miami for at least one more game, it's absolutely the Miami Heat. But tonight I just saw me and my wife were watching the game, and, she's a real sports head like me. And we can sit there and watch the game together, and she sees things kind of like I see it, but just, not as in-depth. But she definitely follows the game very well. And she even saw, like, they're not even trying. And it was at a point in the fourth quarter where Denver just kept making shot after shot after shot. And their body language was terrible. And I'm like, ooh, never really saw that before. But then, it's games when Boston blew them out and they had the same type of body language. But then you look on the bench and they're smiling. It wasn't any of that because, the stakes are a little higher now. And unfortunately, I don't think Eric Spoelstra has enough chess pieces to be able to match Mike Malone. I think Spoelstra right now, you have to say, is the better coach, but you got to give Mike Malone and his staff a lot of credit. They are making the right moves with the right pieces that they have, and that makes a difference. And they're is just as much as responsible for this win as Jokic, as Murray, Pope, Gordon, all those guys. You have to tip your hat to that coaching staff over there. They're making the right adjustments. Tonight, I thought it was great adjustments when they're blitzing Murray. When they're blitzing Murray, he didn't go down there looking to shoot. Like, he really went looking to make a play, and credit guys like Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon for cutting to the basket and being available and getting easy points. Instead of it being an empty possession, they're going down and getting easy 2 points. Might not have got a Murray 3, might not have got the spectacular Jokic play, but we got the easy 2 points. And the Heat's firepower just doesn't match up with that. The way that the shooters have been shooting. Hold on, y'all. I got a low battery. Sorry about that. Okay. The way that their shooters have been shooting up until they got to the finals gives them a puncher's chance if you can shoot it like that every game. And maybe not every game, but like I think I said this after game 3. Excuse me. Gabe Vincent can't go 1 for 6, and Max Strus can't go 0 for 4. They lost by 13 tonight. If Gabe Vincent gets 10 points, that's you losing by 3. If Strus gets 10 points, you win by 7. And, of course, it's easy to say that, in hindsight. But just using as an example, they don't have to get 20 and 30 points. They don't have to go perfect and be perfect from the field and just perfect throughout the game. But that's the chess match. That's Malone taking those pieces away. Because we're going to run this. And if you're going to put this guy in the game, then I'm going to make sure he gets matched up on an Aaron Gordon. I'm going to make sure we put you in a position to him get matched up on a Jokic, or get him out on the perimeter where he has to guard Murray one-on-one and Murray can just back him in and post him up because he's too small. It doesn't mean that Gabe Vincent's not a good player. It just means that that team has enough pieces and enough moves to be able to make you adjust, and you don't have the adjustment. Right now, it's just about pride for the Heat, honestly, going into Game 4. This is in a situation where I think they're even thinking they can win, but I know by Monday they'll be ready to go. Spoelstra have them ready to go. I don't think they're going to just pack it in, but I will say this. That is a daunting task. That city has never seen an NBA championship. The Nuggets have never won an NBA championship. they've never been in this position. That building is going to be crazy on Monday night. That building is probably going to be the loudest arena in the NBA. And, you know, we all know how hard it is already to play in Denver. Miami Heat's only chance, shooters get rolling. Shooters, and you need them all rolling. You don't need Strus to go 8 for 8 from the field. 4 for 8 would be great. You don't need Gabe Vincent to go 9 for 9 and have 25 points. I told you the first 2 games, he averaged 21 points a game. They have slowly taken them away. 3 and 4. Games 3 and 4 have been horrible for Vincent. And you know what? Let me look back and see if it was bad for Strus last game. Yeah, it was bad for him too. Yeah, it was bad for Strus too. That's a running theme. They're not going to talk about that. They'll talk about Aaron Gordon's big points, 27, which as he should. Bruce Brown, 21 points, as you should. But, you know, again, this is just me viewing the game, what's not causing the Heat to get or look the way they're looking. Mike Malone has all his pieces. And it's kind of hard when you're playing chess against somebody and you're missing this rook or you're missing this knight and you don't have this piece, but they do. And that's what's going on. Still on vacation, enjoying it. It's been great. You know, my wife and myself work hard. The kids work hard. So it's always great when you get some family time. Sunshine State, hot as hell down here. But it's dope. I will definitely get another episode up on Monday. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a pregame. I'll talk to Elwood tomorrow at some point to see if we want to try to get a pregame done. May give picks at this point in time. You know, if you've been rocking with us, you know, again, thank you to all the subscribers who've been locked in. If you're new to the channel, please hit the click like and subscribe if you're feeling it. If you're not, leave it in the comments and we'll definitely check it. But, you know, the guys who've been actually watching the show, y'all know what we picked. I picked 7 for the Heat. Elwood picked 4, so I don't think we need to do a pregame. We both know who we picking. I'm picking the Heat and he picking Denver. It's just about how the game breaks down, and that's what I enjoy doing, or what we enjoy doing, is breaking down what we see into you guys. And the people who have subscribed, clearly y'all enjoy it. Again, we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. I will check with you guys on Monday night. We'll see what happens. Peace.